Melissa Lindler. I'm the Director for the Office of Business Opportunities, and I am so happy to see all of you here this morning. This is the first real in-person live event that we've done since COVID, so I would like to give you and us a round of applause. We often talk about networking being a key to our businesses being successful. So being in person, meeting people, engaging, having that social interaction is so very important. So I'm very happy that we were able to do this time. We are, just to let you know, we are still going to have precautions when it comes to interaction. If you would like to wear your mask, you may. It's not mandatory. We just ask that you exercise caution and be respectful of others who may have issues of being still close to people. But thank you so much for being here. It is my pleasure to welcome you here this morning, and also to welcome our new mayor, Mayor Daniel Rickenmann. He's a small business owner. He is phenomenal, and this is his first official Small Business Week as mayor of the city of Columbia. So, Mayor Rickenmann, I'll turn it over to you. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. How we doing? You know, it's exciting to see y'all all here today. As you know, we celebrate this week. Small Business Week is exciting for me as a serial entrepreneur. I understand the challenges that we've all faced, and of course, you know, as we know, the pandemic put some challenging times in front of us as a city as well. Because, you know, we've been very fortunate to be pretty much recession-proof, because we've always had state government, we've always had universities and colleges, all these folks who were constantly working, spending money, being part of our downtown. Even if we had a hurricane, a flood, we continued to move forward. But the pandemic changed that. People stayed home. Businesses were closed. We didn't have the same opportunity. But what it did, it showed us all the resilience that we have as small businesses, how creative we are, but it also birthed lots of new businesses. So it's a blessing for us, because it not only showed us that we need to expand our horizon, that we need to focus on growing our small businesses so we're not dependent on the big giants, that we're not dependent if the university has to shut down or if the state government doesn't come in, that we've diversified our portfolio so that we can continue to grow together. And as we launch and we continue to move forward at the city, we're changing ways we operate to make it easier for small businesses to start. I would say 95% of the businesses in our little corridors are the backbone of each one of our communities. So we need to continue to invest in these small businesses. If it's making sure we have access to capital, opening more opportunities at the city. Look, we spend close to $350 million a year. How can we keep more of that money here locally in your pocket so that you can grow with us? Because you're going to stay here, you're going to hire here, and you're going to reinvest in our community. So that's one of our pledges. I did want to take a few minutes to also recognize all our community partners that are in attendance. And if y'all will just give me a few minutes to go through this list. Benedict College Women's Business Center, which we had a great small symposium yesterday with the administrator of the SBA, who was on her bus tour, stopped. And we had an opportunity to have a small roundtable discussion, which was very enlightening. But it was amazing how the Madam Administrator and her staff were listening to what we were saying. Because we talked about, we have all this money coming down from the federal government and the state government, but some of the regulations around how we get that money out, it inhibits us from growing small businesses. And so they were listening about how we can change that so we can make sure that we spend our dollars locally and we grow our businesses as we improve our community. Obviously, the City of Columbia Business License Division, the Columbia Chamber of Commerce, FEMX, Columbia, Moda Enterprises, National Association of Minority Contractors, South Carolina, Procurement Technical Assistance Center of South Carolina, Richland County Office of Small Business Opportunity, South Carolina Commission of Minority Affairs, the South Carolina South Carolina Department of Commerce, the South Carolina Small Business Development Center, Columbia area, South Carolina Small and Minority Business Contracting and Certification, the U.S. Small Business Administration, South Carolina office, obviously our OBO office. We have to thank our staff, Melissa Linder, Ms. Driggers, Ms. Porter, Mr. Whiting, and Ms. Eckelberg for all hard work that they put together here. And we're really excited about this opportunity here today. Let's give these folks a hand for participating. As we continue to move in Columbia and we continue to grow, we're going to continue to invest and find ways to help each business. If it's more access to capital, if it's more access to human capital. We have a great workforce in South Carolina, especially in Columbia. We have 60,000 students here, folks, that we need to tap. These are our next entrepreneurs, our next smaller businesses, our next managers, those folks that we want to groom and mentor so that they can grow and create their own opportunities. So let's continue to work together, and I thank y'all very much.
Good morning. Isn't it a beautiful day to celebrate small businesses? Isn't it a beautiful day that entrepreneurs are gathered in this room to celebrate the real economic drivers within this city of ours? Isn't it great? I think somebody ought to do this. We heard from our administrator of this SBA yesterday. Access and resourceful economic drivers that will help small businesses. Of course, my name is Ed McDowell and I serve District 2. And of course, District 2 is one of those districts that is, for lack of a better word, booming. While the city is booming, District 2 is booming. What you do for us and what you do for this city continues to contribute as the drivers of an economy and of a new municipality that is rich, vibrant, and continues to grow. 75% of the businesses in the city of Columbia, as you know, our theme is open for business. 75% of the businesses in Columbia owned and operated by African American women. Amen. Now, if that's not progress, that's just the prelude of what's going to happen. So you've gathered here today to celebrate. We celebrate you. We celebrate all that you do as the driver, one of the economic drivers within our city. Our mayor has been forthright in his concern in developing small businesses. So thank you. Continue to work hard, and as you work hard, we will do similarly. Thank you all so much.
Good morning, everyone. I am Tina Herbert, and I represent District 1 on City Council. But y'all know I'm getting a few chills because OBO used to be my baby. And I'm so happy to see so many of you all who've been here over the years, because one of the things that we wish and desire for small businesses is that they be sustainable and that they last and they grow and continue to build wealth in our communities. So first of all, I have to say that I'm so grateful for Melissa and how she has continued the vision of our office, has continued she's continued to be the push. She's continued to be the driver at the city to make sure that your voices and your concerns are heard every single day. Do not doubt that Melissa is not making sure that issues are being brought to the forefront. So again, I want to thank her, and I think you have really done really well with my baby. So I'm excited. Yeah, very well taken care of. And so now, just like Mayor Rickenmann said, as an entrepreneur and knowing what it means to have ebbs and flows, okay, we really understand the heart and spirit of business owners. We understand the heart and spirit of people who do not have a regular paycheck. And so you depend on your daily grind or your weekly grind or making your mark in order to get paid. And so as we go through this year, I guess we got 4 years together, Daniel. He's really excited. We're really going to be looking to make sure we remove all the barriers. If there are barriers that are hindering you from succeeding, we're looking for them and we're trying to find ways to minimize them. The last thing I would like to say is when I was director of OBO, the bigger picture that we always remembered was we wanted economic prosperity for all communities. All communities. And so different communities have different experiences. And I would tell people, so I went to law school and they teach you the legal aspects, but they didn't teach me how to run a law office, okay? And so that's what the OBO is here for. It's here, first of all, to guide you through the city and help you see the things that we have to offer. But it's also here to build that capacity because I honestly didn't have, my mama was not a lawyer. She didn't know how to run a law office. And so our goal is to create and generate and increase generational wealth in small minority and women-owned businesses. I'm so excited to see you all here. I'll be around for a while. But let's continue to grow. Let's continue to support the city. And I look forward to talking to you all throughout the day.
Can y'all hear me? Yeah, there we go. This is probably one of my favorite parts this is being able to honor our honorees. This week we kicked off on Monday and we honored Scott Middleton and the Middleton family at the main course for their big investment that they have continued to make in Columbia and they're continuing to make as one of our small businesses. But today we get to honor some very special people. I know Mr. Lance Brown is not here today, that Stephen and Charles are going to come and pitch hit for him and accept this proclamation as one of our business spotlight honorees this year. We'd like to have y'all come up and receive this proclamation that's on behalf of the mayor's office and all of city council, reflecting on the advancements and the investment. I know it was tough, but y'all found a way to make a difference in Columbia and found a niche, and Lance continues to drive the train at Rhino and continue to build up. But man, what a great thing y'all have done. The growth y'all have seen has been unbelievable, and we thank you for your investment in our city, and we hope that you'll continue to grow and continue to employ people. Thank you.
Get a picture of that one.
Here comes my next favorite honoree. Where's Miss Karen? Where's Miss Karen? There she is. I tell you, the only thing that would be better if you were bringing me a plate of food right now. Miss Karen, as y'all know, she recovered from COVID. She was on a ventilator. She kept her business up, and she's added, we're on truck number 3, right?
Yes, sir.
3 food trucks. Give this woman a hand, y'all. This is what perseverance shows. This is an example that every kid in America should be looking at. This is what a strong woman will do. And we're very fortunate in South Carolina. Believe it or not, y'all, we are in the top 5 of women-owned businesses in the country. And as we continue to invest and continue to support, we hope to keep growing that. And having you here today and getting to honor you is yeah, amen. Amen to that.
Picture.
All right, y'all probably know this character. We've seen him around and about. You know, he's always got a camera, or he's coming up with some crazy idea, but he's always there for it. And he's created a real difference in our community with what he's doing in his company. And I'm excited because we got to spend some time together and share some ideas. But with that, I'd like to bring up Mr. Deon. Come on, Mr. Generette. The founder and creator of 7th Sunday Live. If you don't know Deon, then you're missing out. I'm telling you right now. Hey, he can't do it without, but these folks right here, they really get to know them, use their production company if you can. Great asset in Columbia, South Carolina. Very fortunate. And our final honoree, last but not least, Mr. Landry Phillips, owner of Regal Lounge, men's barber and spa. Honor you, sir, and thank you for your investment in our community. Ed's hoping that you could shine him up a little bit before the day's over, but really excited about what you've done and what you've invested. And I know a lot of people are enjoying your beautiful shop. Thank you. So I'm going to leave you in very capable hands. Ms. Herbert, she, as you know, you heard her, she used to run OBO office, and she did an incredible job. She has a real passion. And what's great about City Council and what's so exciting about the years moving forward is that our investment in our community, we are investing in our community, in all of our communities. We're going to make sure that we have access to capital. We're going to make sure that we work on modernization of taxes, which is really affecting. I think Stephen Gilchrist is here from our African American Chamber of Commerce, who told us the other day in a meeting that the 2 major issues affecting African American businesses in our community are access to capital and taxes. The cost of owning their own property and everything with the non-owner occupied rate is inhibiting our growth. number one out of 15,000 African-American businesses in our state and over 900 in our community. So I hope as the years go on, 900 becomes 1,100 and 1,100 becomes 1,500, and from there we continue to grow. But just know that the city of Columbia is committed to help us grow each and every one of your businesses, so please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you.
All right, at this time, we would like to share a special video recognizing our 4 Business Spotlight honorees.
I'm Lance Brown, President and CEO of Rhino Medical Supply.
And I'm Elliot Haney, Chief Operating Officer for Rhino Medical Supply. And Rhino Medical Supply is the fully integrated healthcare product distribution company that specializes in all medical product categories.
So it's 5 partners at Rhino. One of our partners, Trip Robinson, spent 20 plus years in medical sales, so he had a lot of deep-rooted relationships with hospital systems. And when COVID first started, and you watch on the news, the bigger states in California and New York particularly were consuming most of the nurses, most of the PPE goods. So the smaller states, smaller systems were kind of left behind, and they didn't really have options. So it created a lane for someone like us to come in to be able to quickly develop a supply chain and earn business. And then when growing rapidly, we went from no states to 10 states to 15 states to 30 states. Like it felt like overnight.
Delivering those products to hospital systems helped us build credibility. And slowly but surely, those customers started believing in us for other products that they had trouble on, even outside of COVID-related products. And now we're a mainstay in a lot of those systems and continue to grow through our reputation and the relationships that we've built with those end users.
Yeah, so we have 2 websites. Our wholesale website, which is built for hospitals, healthcare systems, institutions, is rhinomedicalsupply.com. And we also have a retail consumer site. It's getrhinoprotected.com.
Yes.
My name is Erinfolami. I'm the owner of Karen's Mobile Kitchen and Catering, and we specialize in Southern cooking. I got started in catering just doing family events and holiday meals for the family, and they kept telling me I need to open a restaurant, and I did that, and 17 years later, I'm still doing catering, owning 2 food trucks, working on my 3rd one. Thanks to City of Columbia for all their support that they have given me throughout my years, make sure I be successful. Special thanks to the Mayor of Columbia and Miss Melissa and her crew. The pandemic impacted my business in a very negative way due to COVID. I actually got sick, very sick on the respirator, but after being healed in March, it has been a great success for my business with the COVID and everything. So we got certified COVID-free, so we're able to do a lot of catering for business. I remain consistent by continuing taking pride in what I do, appreciate my customer, and working hard. I can be contacted at area code 803-381-5676, or you can look on my website, that's Karen'sKitchenandCatering.com.
So my name is Landry Phillips. I am the owner here at Regal Lounge Men's Barber and Spa. We're an upscale grooming lounge for all things men's grooming. We do everything from haircuts, massages, manicures, pedicures, facials, beard facials, hair removal, you name it. So we take care of a little bit of everything. What makes us unique is that we are the first business of our kind that kind of specifically caters to gentlemen. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. Since the age of 10, I was the little kid who was going around selling his pictures for a dime, but I wanted to be doing something that I was passionate about. So I prayed and I waited, until God gave me something that I knew that I could put my entire heart into. So my mother was a cosmetologist, so I grew up around salons. I have several family members who are barbers as well. And then one day it hit me, why don't we have a space that is not just a place where you go to get service, but a place where you can truly hang out and get a full experience. So that's when the idea of Regal Lounge came to me. You know, going to get services like a manicure, pedicure, sometimes weren't as comfortable for me because a lot of places cater to a female clientele. So I wanted to offer something that kind of catered to the fellas, so where we could come get the services that we need to take care of ourselves in a space that was just for us. So you can find us all across social media at Regal Lounge 1. In addition to that, you can always book services or purchase gift cards on our website, regallounge.com. You can easily book an appointment, or if it's more convenient, you can also give us a call.
I'm Deon, Generette, curator and founder of 7 Sunday. So listen, 7 Sunday began January 2019 in the passive study of Lula Drake on Main Street. Our very first event, with minimal promotion, we had 77 people. Initially, the event was intended to be a live music show only. You know, women like to dress up, so what we decided to do was to infuse the idea of themes as well as costumes. When we did that, that kind of took us to the next level. We consist of small business entrepreneurs coming together to make this nonprofit what it is. So a part of our mission on the nonprofit side consists of bringing small businesses and communities together. We continue bringing small businesses and communities together through our events where we showcase small business owners, and we also produce commercials for our TV show to promote small business. Our partnership with the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities has empowered us to produce a small business highlight for television as well. We started doing live shows, getting up to 8,000 to 10,000 viewers on Facebook, and then we transitioned to watch spots on TV, and then from there to the entire state of South Carolina every Saturday at midnight. And we currently air across 5 different U.S. markets. We're thriving in the midst of the pandemic because we are providing something that does not exist here. The success of 7 Sunday is because of collaboration. We are collectively collaborating and bringing our gifts together to produce magic. And as I always say, it is only going to get more good.
All right, congratulations to all of our 2022 honorees, and we wish you continued success. Thank you so much for being here. One more round of applause. So this is a perfect segue, because now I would like to invite Deon Generette to the stage for the next part of our program.
Even down? I like this. Don't y'all like this? Isn't this an intimate setting, you know, for a fireside chat? Oh, yeah, bad lighting. Okay. This is why I have all those people on my team, okay? I'm just a visionary, but we came together collectively because I needed them. All right, so listen, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Deon Generette, as you already know. I brought this up here. I'm not showboating. I'm about to bring a gentleman up, and he has a whole belt up here. And so I felt like it'd be, you know, mine too. So, I don't think I need to introduce myself anymore. I'm Deon Generette, founder of 7 Sunday, the best recurring live theme music show in the Carolinas and beyond. And I know most of you in the room saw and heard what we said at the end. I am from Johnsonville, South Carolina, in the PD, Florence County. And we don't speak proper English sometimes. So more gooder is to imply it's getting better, okay? But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor of doing the fireside chat with a gentleman who knows how to fight to win. And entrepreneurs, we can relate with that because a lot of times whenever we start doing these things in our entrepreneurial world, you have to tuggle, you have to struggle a little bit. So what, by way of the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities have done, they have invited Mr. I don't know, should I say your name first?
He is the WBC heavyweight contender. He is a Hall of Fame boxer. He is an entrepreneur. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Monte to Gunz, Barrett. Come on now. Oh. And now, ladies and gentlemen, standing to the right of the stage, we have none other than the WBC heavyweight contender, Hall of Fame fighter, entrepreneur, Mr. Monte to Gunz. All right. So good to have you. I'm glad you got a mic in your hands.
Thank you.
We are glad to have you here today for this fireside chat. I think the vision of this for the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities was to bring in someone like an athlete who has to contend in order to win, train, push through hard times, you know. And I think as entrepreneurs, we can relate to that. But to get into the conversation today, what brought you here to Columbia, actually? Let's talk about that first.
Well, excuse me. So what happened was my wife and I, we were looking to purchase a home. I've been living in East Rutherford for the past umpteen years. So I just woke up one morning and God led us to say, let's go to South Carolina. So my wife, her family's from South Carolina. Her mother passed away when she was 6. So she was shipped to Brooklyn with her grandmother, and her grandmother raised her and her brother. So then now we have a daughter. Her name is Gabrielle. She's 6 when we came back. So that was like so crazy that my wife left at 6, Gabrielle come back at 6, right? And so we bought a house in Lake Carolina, and life is good, you know. It's the community out here is wonderful. People out here, entrepreneurs, are all helpful with a helping hand. Everybody in the space is really open towards, you know, inviting people in. My wife, Shaniqua Barrett. Shaniqua, can you stand up and say hello to the people? And my wife and I, when we came out here, we knew we was going to open up a business. We didn't know what kind of business we was open. It was going to be a clothing store, and then it was going to be a restaurant. And then she said, I want to do my bakery. So she had 5 restaurants in New York City. She had a banana pudding and a peach cobbler. So now we're in the process of opening up Banana My Pudding Bakery, which is coming soon.
What's the name of it again?
Banana My Pudding.
Banana My Pudding.
Yes.
Very creative. I like that. So let me ask you this. With the transition from New York and then doing the entrepreneur, how does that, you being a fighter, how does that correlate with your entrepreneur journey?
Well, you get knocked down, you got to get back up. You get knocked down, you got to get back up again. So it's about preparation. It's about crossing your T's and dotting your I's. People, I've been boxing for 21 years. Give me a round of applause that I can still speak. Boxing is not an easy job, trust me.
So, and in that, being an entrepreneur is not, because oftentimes many entrepreneurs, they don't have generational wealth or any backing to financially support them to start out. So most of the time they're starting with their own natural resources, no knowledge oftentimes of what they're doing. I can speak from my own personal experience. I never was exposed to any type of production whatsoever until I got the opportunity to be on the stage play later on, WeTV and some other experiences. And that's when I found my love for production. And by way of that, I just threw a vision to these crazy people that y'all saw that came up here. And they're like, let's do it. And so here we are, and in the process of we're still struggling and having to learn certain things, and certain people like OBO has been a blessing to us. But how does that, so from boxing to entrepreneur, you can relate to that, the desire to do something, putting that together to connect with certain people in order to help it come to fruition?
Okay, so basically, when I was 21 years old, I was involved with an organization called Queens Community Coalition, and we provided over 3,000 jobs for the community. And these were all construction jobs. So people were making $30 an hour back in 91, 92. And it was really good for the community because a lot of times people don't have that experience. So if you go to the union, they're going to say, what experience do you have? If you go to the contractor, they're going to say, what experience do you have? So once we found out that all construction sites in New York have to give back 25% of their bid to the community, we started putting people to work. We started protesting jobs, we started getting jobs, and we supplied over 3,000 jobs in our community. Right?
And off the did you have any counseling, any mentorship, or anything when you guys started the construction business?
No, I learned on the go. But what happened was I had a breakthrough. You know, I'm a very diverse person. I met a man, I never forget his name, Timmy Costos. He had a big construction site, and he said, I like the way you do business. He said, do you have a jail record or anything? I said, no. He said, why don't you go get an MBE? I said, what is that? He said, Minority Business Employment Certificate. I went and I applied. The government, they investigated me for 6 months, and next thing you know, I got my MBE. Now I could bid on jobs. So, you know, I went from a worker to getting people jobs, now having my own company. So now I'm supplying my workers. I had 7 employees, and I'm supplying them work, and every 60 days the city has given me $50,000 checks for my payroll. So it was a blessing in disguise.
Wow. Okay. So listen, I got to talk to you about this right here. All right? Because you brought this, and this is definitely an honor. But you can't achieve this right here just on happenstance. And even as it relates to being an entrepreneur, discipline is key in developing your business. Right. How key is that as it relates with boxing? Because this ain't easy.
Right.
All right. And so, like, I know when you watch it, it looks like you guys are just up there and it's easy, but you train a lot. Like even now, I think you say you ran this morning, but you have to have a diligent mindset and be disciplined in order to do that. How important is discipline in the process of your entrepreneurial journey?
Yeah, so discipline also is a lot of pain. It's a lot of no's. It's a lot of rejection. It's a lot of things that we go through that we say, we want to say, God did this for me, God did that. But also God has to prune you for what he's about to give you. So through that pruning comes a lot of pain and difficulty. So that's where the discipline come in, right? You know, you have to believe and if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. I stand for Jesus Christ, right? So I understand the process that he has to prune me and get me ready for big things. So the whole focus for me, my discipline was really just knowing that it was going to get better. Knowing that this is the beginning of my story for a bigger story. So every door that closed, it was a better one that opened. So that was my discipline, focusing on not the now, focusing on what's going to happen ahead. I always tell my wife, it's 2 cups you can drink from. You can drink from a cup half empty, or you can drink from a cup half full. Me, I prefer to drink from a cup half full because I'm optimistic about life. I feel like all things are possible. Once you put your mind to it, once you have God in it, everything will work out.
Sweet, sweet. So on our Zoom call briefly, we got into talking. We got any boxing fans in here? All right. Do we have any fighters? Only 3? Wait, room full of entrepreneurs?
You said, what'd you ask? Did we have any what?
First I said, do we have any boxing fans? And then the second question was, do we have any fighters?
Wait, hold on. Shaniqua, stand up. This is the champ right here. I haven't won a fight with her yet. Right now, we're in the biggest fight of our life. We fighting right now. Stand up, Shaniqua. Let them see your muscles. Come on, girl, just stand up. Let me see how good a shape you in. Can you please stand up?
So the reason why I mention fighters is because in fighting, anybody ever been in a situation before where you got hit real hard in a fight, and like everything was like you were like, but you couldn't quit. You might have been bleeding. I got in a big fight when I was in 6th grade with this left-hander, and I could not read him to save my life. I thought I was killing him with the right. He kept hitting me with the left every time. And so all my cousins were around though, and I knew if I let him beat me, they were gonna beat me up too. And so I pulled through and picked up something to hit him. But we were talking, and in the conversation, we were talking about the 11th round, how important that is. And the reason why I asked you about the discipline, because even at the 11th round, you're tired, you're fatigued. You've been taking a few hits. Your eyes may be cut. You can't see. Even with the entrepreneur process, you've had highs and lows. It's so much you're negative in your bank account. You don't know how this is going to happen. That's going to happen. But you're in that 11th round. What can you help me fuse together from a boxer standpoint and an entrepreneur? What is key to fight through that process to continue to get to the 12th round and win?
Okay, so if anybody knows anything about boxing, the 11th round is called the championship round. There's 10 rounds in a fight, but when you fight for a championship fight, there are 12 rounds. The 11th round is where the championship is won. So basically, I'm in the middle of finding a Champs Camp studio for boxing for the community of Columbia. And in that process, I want to do a podcast called The 11th Round. Okay. So basically, the 11th round is the redemption story that we all have within us. We all are champions. Everybody in this room, somehow, some way, have defeated something in their life, right? Whether it was abuse, whether it was mental struggle, whatever it was. So the 11th round is where champions are made and losers are exposed. You're going to either quit or you're going to rise to the occasion. So a lot of fights are won in the 11th round. And it's about redemption. It's about really digging deep when you feel like, I done heard the last note that I'm going to hear. I don't want to deal with this anymore. I'm going to give up. You got to keep pushing, keep fighting, and keep moving forward. You can't look back. If you look, Steve Harvey said, 2 mirrors in a car. The rearview mirror is this small. The front mirror is that big, and it's for a reason, because what's going ahead is more important than what's behind you. So the 11th round is about digging forward and winning those 2 rounds so that you become a champion. How many champions do I got in the house? Yeah, we all champions. Everybody is champions. I know each and every one of us have a redemption story that we overcame. And that's what life is about. It's about teamwork makes the dream work. There is no I in team.
That's good. Listen, and like I said, I must say this again, especially because we just got this proclamation. And I say this all the time when I talk to other entrepreneurs, because we're only 3 years old. I don't know if y'all know that. But we consist of other small businesses, other entrepreneurs, and we came together collectively to do what we do. And I know that is the success or the reason why we are successful to this day. So that is important. The last thing, since I'm here now, for a entrepreneur or someone that's in the room that has not started their journey yet, but they are deciding to do so, or today is going to be the day that they launch out, what words of encouragement would you have for them?
Well, I wrote a small poem. I'm not just all looks. My specialty is I love writing, I love reading. I commit 45 minutes to an hour every day praising God, giving my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I retired 8 years ago, and that's what I do. But I wrote a little small poem. If you guys want to hear it. All right, hold on.
So while he's getting his poem, I think she mentioned that there were other businesses in here. I know I saw some people who I was talking to before we got up here that was talking about certain resources and stuff. I hope you understand that you're in the room with everything that you need. My father used to always say, when you go to certain rooms and certain meetings, everything that you need or would like to have access to is all around you right now. So make sure you network as well. But Monte, your point.
Okay, so basically I was about to go to sleep around 11:15, and God woke me up and he said, write the poem. And this stuff just comes to me. I've been writing poems since I was 12 years old. So this poem is called A Story. There was a kid named Story who grew up hearing so many stories about himself that he didn't know which one to believe, the bad stories or the good stories. But Story had his own story, but he always was so afraid to tell it and found his energy believing in all the stories he heard, which were mostly negative stories. And he went through life not building his own story to one day tell about himself and about how strong he was and what he overcame and what he accomplished and what he persevered through. He was very resilient, and he helped everyone in their story, but never had the support with people helping him build his own story, even the closest people to him. A lot of stories he heard about himself were just that, stories. And story became so distorted and confused about what was true or false and his value that he gravitated to the negative ones, and his story was cut short because of all the stories he started to believe about himself. Most of our stories haven't even started, and the ones that did, the best is yet to come. So moral of the story for you, me, and story is to grab the wheel of your own story. Excuse me, that was my alarm. To grab the wheel of your own story, live your story, and tell your story, tell your own story, and most of all, love your story. Then you'll take the power away from people about all the stories they tell you about you, and you're in all the stories because you were able to tell your own story with your actions, and that story was victorious in the story.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if I'm not mistaken, this is the end of the fireside chat. Do you guys want to do a Q&A? Q&A? You guys? Yeah, no, yeah, okay, nobody. All right, are we doing Q&A?
Oh, yeah, let me tell you a quick story about Mike Tyson. So me and my wife was invited to Mike Tyson stand-up, right? And this is Mike Tyson. So I'm a big fan of Mike Tyson. Who are fans of Mike Tyson? Who grew up watching Mike Tyson? So now we go to the one-man show on Broadway. Mike Tyson sees me in the audience. He waves a signal for me to come back. So me and my wife, we go back. We're hanging out with Mike Tyson. This guy's invited me and my wife to all these events. And I'm like, baby, I'm a groupie. This is Mike Tyson. I'm like, what? So then, but Mike Tyson called me 1 to 2 o'clock in the morning because he's on Vegas time.
Yeah, he's crazy.
And he's crazy. Yeah, he is crazy. And
that's no offense. You have to be crazy to be an entrepreneur too.
Yeah. So, but this is what I want to say to you. This is Mike Tyson. He has all the money in the world, all the fame, but he's struggling because he doesn't have support. He doesn't have the genuine support. You can't go nowhere without a support system. You're only as strong as your support team. You get what I'm saying? And this is real talk. But the crazy thing is, one day Mike called me like 1 in the morning. Hey, brother, what are you doing? I said, well, I'm asleep. I'm about to, I got to go to work tomorrow, He said, hey, brother, I'm closing Mr. Chow. Why don't you come over there and meet me? So I looked over to my wife. I said, well, Mike just called me and asked me to come to Mr. Chow. She said, boy, go sit your butt down. So I wasn't able to go because she's on the show. And I had to stay put. But long story short, what I want to say is, Mike Tyson, I had to stop taking his calls at this point because it was like so down for me to hear that the king of the boxing world was hurting so bad. Every time he called me, he was crying. He was so sad and so torn inside about his life. You would think that he was on top of the world, right? And he cried, and I started really realized that, that we need support. We got to support each other. Men, women, y'all do a wonderful job at supporting each other, but men, we got to come together more, and we got to be there just to call our brothers and say, how are you doing mentally? Like my guy, Brett. Yeah. My brother, this is my brother. This guy, come give me a hug, bro. Come give me a hug. Come on, man, come. He love hugging me, too. Come on, give me a big hug.
I'm just going to assume that you call Brett at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, too?
Yeah. Brett loves giving me hugs.
So, real quick, because we have to do this, open the floor for Q&A. I hope that helps someone because what I took from that is, Mike has a story, too. And I know everybody thinks that when you get to a certain level of fame or that you've acquired everything, that you should have everything in life in line. That's not true. And we all have struggles regardless as to where we are. in this life. But it is important that we make sure that we have a great support system so that we can navigate those moments in our lives. But what we're going to do here now is open the floor to do a Q&A if there's any questions on the floor. We have one in the rear over here. And yes, I was definitely talking to you, ma'am.
Hold on.
Hello. I'm Deborah Morrishow with Columbia Lake House Getaway, which is a vacation rental here in Columbia, right on Lake Murray. Right. Hence the shirt, Lake Murray. My question to you is, I really enjoyed your poem. Have you thought about turning it into a children's book?
Well, my wife, when we met 12 years ago, I was writing her so much poetry, and she started looking at my poetry, and she was like, "Oh my God, you have such an amazing talent just writing." So she was supposed to, but she's always mad at me, so she didn't get a chance to help me.
You know you gotta go home, right? you gotta don't do it. No, but I love that though, because that's the beauty of being around entrepreneurs. You bounce off each other, you throw ideas, you inspire one another. That's great.
So the answer is, I'm working on it.
Next.
Monte, good to see you again.
Hey, what's up, brother?
We met a couple of weeks ago in Charlotte. You know, we're both New York City natives, and we discussed this. And I asked you up in Charlotte, many people here have never been to New York City and have never done business in New York City.
Right.
What are the main differences, and you and I know the answers to this question, between trying to start a business up there as opposed to starting one down here?
The big difference is the support. The big difference is small business supporting small businesses. The big difference is what the word I'm looking for, community. It's more of a community. It's more isolated here, and people are on the same grind, right? People are more friendly, more approachable, and since I've came here, Dr. Glenn Brown, who's my partner, my business partner, we have a opioid recovery center. He also has veteran support. But everybody that I've met here have been a blessing and has invited me in like I knew them my whole life. Me and you talked in Charlotte at the golf event. We had a great conversation. We've been in constant, just texting back and forth. And I appreciate everything from everybody. And what I'm willing to do, if you guys need me, my information should be up here, but if you need me, I'm available to just help you guys get started. I don't know how that looks for you, but if you need me, I'm here. So it's the big difference is support.
Yeah. I want to say this too while I have this moment, because I get asked this question all the time. If you're in here and you're from Columbia, for whatever reason, there are often times when we're starting out, we get frustrated and we decide to leave to go to another city thinking that that's a better opportunity. But I want to let you know you're in a great place right here in Columbia, South Carolina, because you get the opportunity. My experiences, I have friends and family in New York. If you start a business in New York today, somebody will replicate that business tomorrow, and it will be gone. I've seen it done 3 times. So it's a beautiful thing. Yeah. So I see you looking at me, Kadena. Javis Tax Services is in the building. I'm gonna clarify what I'm saying. So I have 7 Sunday, right? Initially we started as a live theme music show. I've seen, and I know 2 or 3 businesses in New York that they started something like that, and the next week or two, the competition is so back to back, and before you know it, you'll be lost in the dust, because they'll take your formula if you don't protect yourself and get all the legals and everything in right, and they'll take it and that happens. Yeah. But here in Columbia, I would say this is a great place because you get to cultivate that. You get to work on those areas of weaknesses that you may have in your business to develop so that if you come in contact with your competition, sometimes that happens, you don't get lost in the wind. So that's what I'm saying when I say about New York. It's a fast pace. It's this.
Thank you for being here. My name is Cynthia Giles. I own Cutthroat Marketing. And Monte, you said something that really touched my heart, and I just have to know, where and when does Banana My Pudding open?
Well,
It touched her heart.
Well, Banana Pudding is going to be open soon. We're looking for a location. But okay, well, we don't have a location yet, but we are working on it. But it is so she does catering. She does a lot of catering. So, pass your card. Get up right now and pass that damn card. I'm trying to listen. I'm frustrated with her, so you know what I'm doing? Listen, I'm home now. Listen, I'm in my safe place because okay. I'm in my safe place, so I'm going to give it to her as good as I can because she's very hard on me.
We have another question on the floor.
Hi, thank you for being here, and thank you so much for your words that really touched me. I am the oldest daughter of Cadena Javis, right behind you. Me? You? Yeah, me. Right behind me, we're with Javis Financial Services and Kings and Queens, Barber and Beauty. And the thing that I wanted to ask you is, my parents both they're the forefront of the businesses. I'm hoping at one point I can make that transition to take over so, they can go retire and do whatever they want. Do you have any tips or advice to make that transition easier, especially with my mother, because if you go around Columbia, her face is everywhere. So if there's anything to make that transition easier for me or any resources I should look into.
Well, I mean, off the top of my head, I would just say embrace the queen in your mother. Embrace her hard work and her dedication because she's opened up a lane for you.
For real.
Right? So you just got to go down that lane. And in that lane, you start creating your own lane, right? Because it's enough. So she already opened the door for you. So just go right through it.
We got one right here, Regal Lounge, and then in the back. Last one. If you don't get your question asked now, he'll be in the room.
So apologies, I just have to, this isn't a question, I just needed to interject and put something in real fast in response to this young lady's question. Speaking specifically of resources and the support that we have here in Columbia, I received a text from a gentleman by the name of Alan Brown. He said he was in the back. Alan, are you still in here?
Alan!
This man over here deserves all the applause in the world. He's with the Small Business Development Center.
Get over here.
Please come up, Alan.
Come give me a hug. Come on, give me a hug.
How you doing, man?
I'm a huggy bear. I love hugs.
So I just want to speak on behalf of this amazing individual and all the work that the Small Business Development Center does. If it was not for his help, his office's help, Regal Lounge would not still be here. We opened up at the height of the pandemic. I sent out probably 60 to 100 emails, just begging for help. Like honestly, just begging for help from somebody. And it was this man who not only answered my email, he gave me his number. He said, "Give me a call." Never spoke to him a day in my life. We spent almost 2 hours on the phone the first time we spoke, because he was just trying to help me survive what was happening in a time when everybody was seeking help. So what I would just say is, there's so many resources here in the city of Columbia. You just got to go look for them, and there are people who are willing to help you if you're receptive to it. So,
All right. So that is our last question for the fireside chat. Listen, I've said it earlier before we begin the discussion, you are in a place of wealth and resources right now. I think the agenda is going to allow you to network, but Monte will be here, other entrepreneurs. Let's make sure that we connect with one another so that we can grow and do great things in the city. Okay? We will now turn it over to Kalina.
So I'm going to go ahead and talk to everyone regarding our next level and fast track programs, if I can get everybody's attention. Thank you. So a little information on the next level and fast track programs. The fast track growth venture program, the City of Columbia's Office of Business Opportunities has partnered with Midlands Technical College since 2004, and we have had a total of 494 participants in the Fast Track Growth Venture Program. 2022 was the largest class of the Fast Track Growth Venture Program with 36 participants. 36 participants in the Fast Track program. The Fast Track program is a 10-week course that is designed to help your business reach its true potential through proven frameworks and processes to facilitate sustainable growth and efficient operations. Excuse me. The Next Level Micro-Entrepreneurial Program has been offered by the City of Columbia's Office of Business Opportunities since 2013, and we have had a total of 191 participants in the Next Level Micro-Entrepreneurial Program. Also in 2022, we had our largest class of Next Level participants with 43 people attending the Next Level Micro-Entrepreneurial Program. The Next Level Micro-Entrepreneur Program is a 10-week course for new business owners and entrepreneurs that teaches self-sufficiency through self-employment. And just a little information, during COVID-19 in March of 2020, Next Level and Fast Track were kind of at the tail end of completing, but we had to shut everything down due to COVID. So we were able to pivot to our virtual setting, which we did in 2021 and we did in 2022. And successfully, we were able to complete the 10-week course, and the participants had an awesome time. And this year, we emphasized the importance of resiliency and providing additional resources and tools to assist participants whose businesses were impacted financially by the pandemic. So this year's classes focus more on resiliency and overcoming obstacles when growing or sustaining your businesses. And not only did the participants receive the regular 10-week information, but they also receive additional information from local entrepreneurs to kind of teach them, to help them to pivot and to grow and to help overcome any obstacles that they were impacted by with COVID-19. Excuse me. So I'm going to ask Mr. Tom Ledbetter and Mr. Paul Smith to please join me on the stage. All right, up here in the front. I'll come down.
AKA the Dean.
So these gentlemen standing here with me are the instructors. Mr. Ledbetter is the instructor of the Fast Track Growth Venture Program. He's been the instructor since its implementation in 2004. Paul is the instructor for the Next Level Micro-Entrepreneur Program, and you've been doing it since 2013? Since 2013. And I know that we got some people here that their businesses have been impacted by the knowledge and wisdom and information that has been shared by these gentlemen, and they're all waving up in the front. Hey, y'all. But on behalf of the City of Columbia's Office of Business Opportunities, our small business community, and those who have been impacted by your thoughts, your encouragement, and your teachings, we are giving you this plaque. That thanking you, Mr. Smith, for so much for helping our small business community. And Tom, we didn't leave you out. We got one for you too as well. Okay. Okay, so I'm sorry, so. Are they here? Okay, so as the council members are coming up, I'm sorry. So I'll just give you guys a little bit of feedback. Now, I've been in OBO since 2019, and I can tell you that when these gentlemen speak, everybody listens. And the individuals who have been impacted by their teaching and their knowledge and the guests that they have, because they have local business owners in specialized areas like finance, social media, copywriting, you name it, they have it. They are there to teach these individuals everything they need to know and how to grow their businesses, sustain their businesses, and so many of them have been impacted by what they've done. And we are so thankful to have these gentlemen a part of the OBO team, the OBO family. And I challenge each of you, if you have not heard of Next Level and Fast Track, They're here. Tom is going to be here for a little bit, but please ask him any questions that you have regarding the program. I'll be here as well. But any questions that you have regarding the program, please feel free to ask them. They can help you out any way they can. And we also are doing our waiting list for the 2023. And also, Richland Library, we are in partnership with Richland Library. We're doing the fast track for female entrepreneurs because the future is female. And we have the female entrepreneurs, the ladies who are here today, they're participating in the program as well. So you got a wealth of information here in one setting to talk about the program. So are the council members, are they here? Can they take a picture? Okay, all right, we'll get a shot. Okay, so we're waiting on the council members to come. Well, I tell you what, Paul, Tom, do you have any remarks or anything that you would like to say?
Well, first and foremost, I want to obviously thank the City of Columbia, and this is just a continuation of a partnership. And I've always structured my courses to be an ecosystem, a learning ecosystem, and I reference the scripture that says iron sharpens iron. So I want to certainly salute all of those of you who've participated in Next Level, Melissa and her team, and I just love just to be a part of this environment. And, you know, always learning from the dean himself, Tom Ledbetter. Tom, you are everyone's mentor, so again.
Thank you, Paul. And it's, if I look back at 2004, with the City of Columbia, which at that time was not the Office of Business Opportunity, it was the Columbia Technology Council or something like this, is where they were trying to implement an entrepreneurial training program. And I went to Kansas City with 3 other guys to be trained by Fast Track, not knowing what it would come into in the next 18 years. And this is extraordinary to be where we are today. You said the future in business is female. I will say the track record so far of the students that we had through Fast Track, the demographics are, number one, 80% of the attendees, the Fast Track classes here through the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunity are minorities, minority in the minority business community. And 80% of that 80%, probably 90% of that 80% are female business owners. So congratulations to you for what you're doing to remake the City of Columbia in Columbia, South Carolina.
So, we're going to... Okay, so we're going to do one more picture with the participants. Okay, so we're going to do one more picture, but we're asking if you participated in 2020, 2021, or 2022 Next Level, please come up to the stage and take a picture. 2020, 2021, or 2022. These were our virtual classes. Come on up, y'all. He can, yeah, just him. Yes. Mm-hmm. Some of y'all can go to the tall people can go in the back. Tall people in the back. Okay, there you go. There you go. Photography needs 3 rows, Melissa. You need 3 rows. Well, I think if they, once you go up there so they can see you. Wait, I don't need to be on the end. Come on in.
Is everybody in the window? Photographer in the back was saying he couldn't see anybody.
Okay,
y'all look at me, then you go, where's Tom? Oh, this next one.
Can everyone see the future's female?
Got one more.
Right here. Let her get between you guys. Well, actually, you need to come over one more. Right here. No. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Anyone look right here again? Kalina, can you get in the picture too, please? Come on, Kalina, get in the picture.
There we go, there we go.
Stand by the young lady. Okay.
That's right. Okay, so if our 2020, 2021, and 2022 fast track participants, could you please come up to the stage for a picture? Now, if some of these people y'all seen 2 times, they did next level and fast track executives.
Okay, at this time, I have a couple of giveaways, and we'll do some more after we do our networking and showcase. We also have a special gift for everyone in attendance, so we'll get that to you before you leave today. So for the first raffle, we have a Bang Back gift card. I think Bang Back, is that the ping pong? Yes, down in 5 Points. So let me, ticket 4097597, Charles Vortine. Yes, good job. Rhino Medical. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, did you give 2 more? Yeah, there we go. Oh, you can't do it. Yeah. Okay, the next one is Jeannie Jackson. Is 4097767. Jeannie Jackson. Okay, must be present to win. Okay, this one is Jervy Daniels. Okay, awesome. We have an OBO umbrella for you. I hear it might rain later tomorrow. Okay, I think we got, let's see, Lemont Glasgow. Claim is, No, it's not. Okay. Judy Etheridge. I know I saw her in the back. Judy, got a portfolio or? Okay. You can go to the table to claim your prize. Let me do another one. Janice Harris. Janice is here. You can go over to Melissa. Okay, and then you have to stay for the rest of them. So at this point, I want to acknowledge all of our community partners that are here surrounding the room. We're able to do what we do because of the partnerships we have throughout the city of Columbia. It's a testament to our business ecosystem, so we appreciate you taking your time to be here. And at this time, we're going to allow about 20-25 minutes for you to visit the various booths and see what tools and resources that they have available. If you did not get a raffle ticket, just go to the registration desk and do that so that you can be entered for additional door prizes. And again, please come back because we do have a gift for everyone attending today. So we're going to take about 20-25 minutes and then come back and we'll close out and provide you with your gifts. Thank you so much.